They did hear that the person possibly running or controlling the distribution was a guy called Kevin Burns, the president of the Temora chapter of the local bikie gang, the Rebels.
Pretty much as soon as they realised that the rebels were involved, that's where they tend to come to the gang squad.
The matter was brought to the attention of John Edwards and his offsider Luke Stibbard, who came to see me. My first question was, Temora? Why are we going to Temora? But they are the best salesmen, and they explained to me that in a town like Temora, which is small, it's a big deal. So off they go to Temora.
In the initial stages, of course, you've got to get your head around what you've got. It takes some time to gather momentum. So we were down there for a long time. I guess you'd have to say they were pretty slim pickings.
I was ready to shut the job down. I said, look, I'm not getting bang for the buck. But he wouldn't have pitched to me if he didn't have faith in this job, so I had to have faith in him. And I was so pleased I did. Strikeforce Kindra first went to Temora in November 2015, and it took 18 visits for John Edwards and his team to make a breakthrough. It wasn't until February 2016 that they first got a contact with Kevin Burns, the chapter president. Now, when I say they established contact, our contact wasn't wearing a police uniform and wasn't meeting Burns to arrest him. We were trying to confirm what he was trafficking and supplying. It turned out to be prohibited drugs, including methamphetamines, the scourge of many country towns in Australia. Going way back to the philosophy of Sun Tzu, you can't beat them unless you understand them. We wanted to understand how the rebels worked. Who were their suppliers? And how were they transporting drugs to little country towns like Temora? We needed those answers before we started making arrests.
Kevin Burns, he'd been a member of the rebels for over 30 years. He'd started up the local Temora chapter about 5 years before, we heard. It wasn't a big chapter by any manner of means, but they were happy to pretty much make a buck on anything illegal going around. Our team were able to convince Mr. Burns to sell them drugs. We were on the move. However, after a number of discussions with Burns, it became apparent that he really didn't have access to drugs at his place. He quite openly said, look, I have to go to my boss. We'd heard that he was paying $2,500